Hey, alright, welcome to Tuesday.
What's going on, everybody?
Everything working okay?
We should have sound, yeah, but I have to manually do the volume through there instead of through there.
No problem, no problem. Thanks for joining us today for the Tuesday show. If you watched last night, we played Super Turbo.
For about 6 hours.
Almost 6 hours. Seriously. It was awesome, actually. It's one of the better nights of gaming that I've had recently.
Yeah.
Really fun.
Dude, we haven't... I mean, let's... As players who have been playing fighting games forever, we've had nights like that countless number of times. Yeah. And that's honestly... Probably outside of Umicon, the first time that you and I have done that in a while. Like, in a home environment. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Oop.
Oh, yeah. Wants your food.
Cat wants food.
Okay. He's eating pizza, now he wants pasta.
Hey, Cat.
So
come here, bud.
Go for the food.
Yoink.
Okay. But, okay. Yeah, but that
anyway,
was awesome.
so we spent 6 hours doing this. We got to sleep really late. I don't have the vids up yet because, editing and compiling 6 hours takes a little while. But that'll be up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Today, we want to talk mostly about Ultra Street Fighter 4. Of course, the first location test for the game was this past weekend in Japan. Haven't had one elsewhere yet. Coming up, we're going to be in both the UK and in the US, but so far we've only had the one.
Right, and not only did we have the location test in Japan, but Kim1234 all day, that's his Twitter handle, of course. You can follow him at Kim1234 _all _day. He was kind enough to create a Google Doc, and let people write in everything they wanted tested. And he basically walked in and $1 a pop, just tried to test everything he could.
Yeah.
And,
put in a lot of work.
Yeah, and he apparently even got people mad at him because he would sit down, because the machines, you know how it is when Street Fighter 4 machines are networked. It's any machine will challenge, right?
Right.
So he would sit down and try to be like, okay, try to hold on the machine and not start the game until like Jace the Ace or somebody else who'd be willing to test with him sat down so they could start at the same time and make sure they challenge each other. And eventually people got mad at him and he had to like not... He was basically stalling, and they told him to stop. So
wow. Well, it was awesome that he put that work together, and of course, we got a lot of reports from people who were also there. Japanese players who were there, and not, people who were in Japan. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Lots of reports, and so the whole day, starting on Friday, there were reports coming in, and in fact, there was a whole change list, an actual change list, that was put together and was at the location test put together by Capcom.
Yeah, it was like a billboard, like literally it was something on an easel, and they just had all the changes there, which is really cool.
I don't think they've done that before.
No,
because I've been to a couple location tests, and they haven't been like that.
Yeah, that's definitely the first time they've been like full disclosure mode on changes. I mean, I still think that there was some stuff that either they just didn't remember. I mean, that's the thing, is when you're tweaking characters, you're tweaking so many things that having even that official list be 100% accurate, very hard to do.
Yeah, and we'll talk about this too, but it's a process, right? So the things that were there this past weekend, you shouldn't expect all of them to end up in the final product. So things are changing constantly, and so printing up a list as a day-to-day thing is probably you're going to capture one time slot, but maybe the next week is a different thing.
Right.
So
I mean, so this weekend there's going to be a location test at Super Arcade and also a location test at DreamHack, if I'm not mistaken, right? So there's going to be 2 more location tests. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if these builds were even different than the one in Japan, but most likely they'll probably be the same.
That's my guess.
Yeah, so, we'll get to build off of that, so that'll be really cool.
Right. So, I think what I'd really like to do is just literally go through all of the 39 plus 4 characters.
Yeah. Dude, what is it? 40 characters. We have
43 characters.
43 characters, right?
Ultimately 44.
Technically speaking, we can only go through each character for 2 minutes.
Wow. That sounds like it's a harder job than I thought it was going to be. Well, okay, I mean, it shouldn't be that big of an issue. You want to just hop into it?
Let's just jump in there, because...
Let's just take it alphabetically, too.
I mean, some characters I really don't have anything to say about, but there's some characters that I'm just like... And then some characters I'm like...
Yeah.
So,
I'm sure everybody feels the same way. So let's start off with Abel. According to, by the way, you can look on both Shoryuken and Event Hubs. They both have pretty solid change lists. I'm looking at SRK.
Is that the updated one? I don't think that's updated.
It's not updated?
Refresh it. Refresh it.
Okay.
Because the one that I saw had like a list of the old changes and a list of the official changes on there.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe there's a different. Maybe it's a completely different post. I'm not sure.
Okay. Let's check this out.
Just go to the front page of Shoryuken, maybe.
Okay. I don't really do that much anymore.
Yeah. So let's see.
Man, I thought that I had this all prepared and ready to go. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that might be it right there.
That's what I had.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
That's what I just picked.
Okay, I don't know. Then what did I see earlier today?
Same, right here, same thing. I don't know.
Okay. Anyways, keep going. Yeah, see how they're
Oh,
different?
dude, you're right. It is
They
different.
are different. Aha!
But why?
I am not a fool. Because one of them is the actual translations of the billboard with the stuff that people saw, I think.
They're both from the same day. Well, whatever.
All right, go.
All right, let's go. Let's start off with Abel. So Abel, apparently close standing fierce, the hitbox was expanded downward. This has always been an issue for Abel players. Doing step kick, dash toward, stand fierce works on a lot of the cast, but some characters it doesn't work on because the stand fierce doesn't hit low enough.
Yeah, so you actually had to memorize which characters were hittable and not because it was a big deal. It's not confirmed yet if it works on 100% of the characters, like Blanca.
In fact, according to Kim's list, he actually asked Nekojita, and he said that step kick into stand fierce still misses on Honda.
On Honda?
Yeah, Honda's one of the characters that misses on because he's weird shaped.
Yeah.
Which sucks. So it sounds like they didn't even do necessarily what they were planning to do with this change. Which is hopefully they get that right. Wheel kick recovery reduced. That doesn't seem like that big of a deal to me.
I mean, it's a terrible move. Like nobody ever used it. So if you could use
Sean-like.
if you could use it in a way, because I mean, it has a lot of active frames.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So it hits early and late. So if you can get it to hit at the tip and maybe you're safer,
Yeah.
it'd be interesting. It'd be an interesting offensive tool. So
EX Falling Sky, the anti-air grab. Upper body invincibility increased from 2 frames to 3. That said, again, Kim asked Nekojita, and he said it's still not really that great of an anti-air.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would just require really, really precise timing.
Because he apparently the Crouching Fierce is a really legit anti-air, so that's like why bother with the EX Falling Sky, I guess. Far standing roundhouse startup reduced from 14 frames to 13. Active frames from 2 frames to 3. Okay.
Kind of makes it a better poke. I mean, in a little bit.
It's the same total number of frames, but it hits 1 frame earlier. Because it's 1 more active frame, 1 less recovery frame.
Yeah, I see. So it hits 1 frame later.
Yeah, I guess.
But, I mean, that's the thing, right? I mean, when Ryu went from, 5 active frames to 2, it was a big deal, right? On
Crouching Medium Kick?
Yeah. So,
I don't know.
It's weird. Like, little tiny frame changes like this could make a big difference. So,
as we said, the short and roundhouse wheel kicks recovery reduced by 3 frames. Medium wheel kick recovery reduced by 2 frames.
Yeah, so those are basically
so I guess that's it. I mean, among these, it seems like the big deal to me is the close standing fierce, but if that still doesn't even work on Honda, then
it's probably not going to work on Blanca and a bunch of other characters too. So hopefully they make it larger.
Hopefully that does work.
Yep.
Adon, official changes. Close standing roundhouse hitbox slightly expanded forward and upward. Do they mean hitbox or hurtbox?
I think they mean hitbox, and that's close standing hard kick.
Close standing
one where
roundhouse.
He kicks diagonally up.
You got it.
So I think they just tried to make it slightly better anti-air.
Okay. Far standing roundhouse.
This is the big one.
Far standing roundhouse from 2 hits to 1 hit. Damage changed from 40 and 80 to 120, so same overall damage, but it's not a focus breaker anymore.
Yes, and I'm actually... So there's a give and take, right? So now if he hits you with the tip of the toes, he gets to do 120 damage, which is really buff, right? Because before it was doing 80 damage. Well, actually,
40.
It was doing...
Or no, it was 80.
80 damage, right? But the main thing now is it's focus bait, right? And that actually kind of makes me sad. I'm not going to lie. I'm actually going to make it... Because it made him unique.
Right.
It was really unique that he was this character that had this great poke that also broke focus. So I'm kind of sad to see go. I mean, like I said, at least it's a slight buff at the same time as a slight nerf. So I'm willing to let it slide, but I would have rather left it the way it was. So.
His overhead, the forward medium punch, frame advantage against standing opponents reduced from 4 to 3. I don't know why they bother paying attention to standing opponents for overheads. It's like always baffling to me, but that's something that Capcom does.
Dude, that happens every time I play Third Strike too, right? When I'm Ken and I hit with back 4, like I always have to make sure. Oh my God, they're not crouching. Or...
Well, yeah, I mean you want them to be crouching,
right,
but like there are these moves that have more advantage on if the opponent is standing than if the opponent is crouching.
Well, this one, it says the standing opponents has been reduced.
It's been reduced to +3 still.
Right. So it's not.
I just think it's weird.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
Short and medium Jaguar kick damage reduced by 10 from 140 to 130. Roundhouses reduced from 130 to 120. All versions of air Jaguar kick chip reduced by half.
See, that's
that's a lot.
Was that scary?
I guess. I mean, it's good.
Did people die by 8-on chip? I mean...
I don't know. Maybe they did. Ultra 1, forward movement from second hit, and after slightly shortened, easier to connect on close opponents.
Yeah, I guess that there was a possibility of the first hit hitting and then going over people's heads if they're crouching or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. To me, looking at that list, I feel like it's all around nerfs for 8-on.
It sounds like he's totally nerfed.
Yeah, it sounds like all around nerfs.
I mean, not totally nerfed, but they are all nerfs.
A lot of very subtle nerfs, which I think may add up to be problematic. However, from what I heard from GamerB, I'm not sure where he played it. I remember talking to him about it a little bit, but he didn't think it was going to be that bad.
Okay,
so,
that's fine.
Yeah. I mean, like, okay. Here's a great example, right?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at 8-on's change list, right? And now let's look at Akuma's change list.
Okay, let's look at Akuma's change list. By the way, nobody asked about 8-on for Kim. Nobody cared. With Akuma, crouching roundhouse can no longer be canceled into Demon. All versions of jump back fireball recovery increased by 2 frames. And then Fierce Dragon Punch can only be FADC'd on the first hit, and invincibility reduced from 6 frames to 5. So that's a little bit of a nerf.
Right, but let me ask you, who's a better character, Akuma or 8-on?
Akuma.
And that seems odd to me.
It does. It does.
8-on got I mean, it was like when Yun and Yang... I mean, I'm not comparing them as, like, characters, but this is a character who's obviously very dominating, wins a lot of tournaments.
Right. Very
strong character. And I just feel like his nerfs are, like, almost negligible.
You know, not being able to cancel the sweep is, I think that's a really smart and targeted change. Because a lot of characters worry a lot about his sweep. It's really fast. Some characters can punish it, but it's a risk. You know, you don't necessarily want to try to punish it because he can cancel it into Demon and then you're boned. But now if you can't do that, and characters like Hakan get free slide, you know, whatever the punish is.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm always a stickler. I'm always OCD about, you know, going against universal rules.
Yeah.
This is one of those universal rule, not the one that bothers me the most out of all of them that will come up later on, but that one's a weird one to me, and I don't know, like, it never felt like it was a huge problem.
Yeah.
Like people did it occasionally. I think the only reason why you would do it is to stop people from ducking under people and Raging Demon as anti-air, but you could still use low forward for that. It still works off of low forward.
I think it's just so people... So sweep is still good, but like not, you know, it's not as awesome, I guess. The jump back air fireball nerf is, I mean, it's 2 frames, it's not a ton, but it's a little bit of a nerf. So the runaway capability is like slightly worse.
Yeah, and also if he jumps back and throws an air fireball and you end up blocking it, he has a little bit less advantage that way. But still, I just don't feel like it's a huge thing. You know what I mean?
No,
I don't feel like Akuma's gotten a lot of...
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, let's move on to Balrog, a.k.a. the Boxer. Light dash straight changed from -2 to -1 on hit and -3 to -1 on block. Okay, that's sounds small. Again, it's just a 2-frame change, but that's pretty big.
Huge.
Pretty big, I would say.
Huge, because Ken and Ryu were decent against him because it was very easy to reversal uppercuts against the dash charge, especially Ken.
Yeah.
So you couldn't dash charge at Ken for free.
You had to space it right.
Yeah, I mean, punishing with for the 3-frame normal was hard because you needed perfect timing.
Right.
But with reversals, you have that kind of that 5-frame window, right? So Ken could punish that for free. So now, jab rush is safe on everybody, including even Chun-Li Super.
including grappler 360s.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So the only thing that would work is the
720.
720s, right?
Yeah.
So that's a huge.
So as the boxer, you had to space your dash punches precisely. You had to space it at the tip so that all the active frames were already done, and then you effectively were a little safer. And you were safer on distance anyway. Now you can just do it. Now you can just throw it out.
Rah, rah, rah.
Yeah, right.
Super turbo style.
Kind of. And that's really, really useful for him. It means that he has more effective ranges to work at.
Right. But here's the interesting thing. The next change is kind of where it kind of gets a little bit weird.
Okay, so the jab, dash swing blow.
Oh, not that one.
Charge time reduced from... Yeah. Wait, what? The jab, dash, swing, blow, charge time reduced from 55 frames to 35 frames?
Whoa.
Stun reduced from 100 to 70. Change from being plus 10 to 0 on hit. And from -5 to -2 on block.
Basically, so read the next one too. It's the same thing.
Medium dash swing blow, charge time reduced from 55 to 40. Why would it be different? Change from +2 to from +10 to +2, and from -7 to -3 on block.
So basically, his charging overhead is no longer comboable into low jab or low short into headbutt.
Oh, yeah, that's the overhead.
That's the overhead. So they took away his big combo. Now his overhead is safe to try.
Okay.
So basically, they gave Balrog a mix-up with the light punch overhead, because now on block, if you look, it's -2.
-2.
So you can't uppercut it. So basically what they did is they just tried to change Balrog into a charging monster with no combo ability afterwards. They removed his overhead low punch. So they kind of took away his comeback ability.
How about that?
Yeah. It's a really interesting...
That is a big change. Yeah, I didn't see that at first.
Yeah, it's really interesting what they did to him. So now I just imagine him just going rah, rah, rah all day, and he's going to be small damage. Like a lot, and they lowered the charge time by almost half.
That's crazy.
I didn't see that one at first. So now he could just sit there and overhead all day. But someone actually told me that now you just throw it. Like you try to look for it and throw it, and even if it hits you, he's not comboing you.
Okay.
Right? So you can just get hit by an overhead. So basically he's just gonna hit you with overheads, and that's all he gets now. So.
I guess maybe you look for counter hits with the overhead.
Oh, yeah, you're right. If you get a counter hit, you can combo into low jab still.
Yeah.
Because the light one will be +3, so you need a perfect timed low jab. But the medium one will be a +5, so it'll be easy. But that's only on counter hit.
The EX low dash changed from -3 to -1. Turn punch charge from level 2 to 5 is about 2 seconds per level. Later levels rise at 4 seconds per level. I don't know what it is right now.
Yeah.
Ultra 1 last hit changes to a straight one. Oh, that's right. You can change the last hit depending on punch or kick, which you can't do now, to either the straight or the uppercut. And then Ultra 2 changed to be a 720. Recovery is reduced a little bit. Throw range is bigger. Damage reduced from 399 to 120.
Wow, that's really low damage.
That is like 0 damage. Now, it is, keep in mind, the stun ultra.
Yeah.
So presumably they haven't nerfed the stun. That's kind of the only way that would make sense.
That's interesting because that's kind of what I wanted it to do.
Yeah.
That's almost what I wanted
just
it
be
to
stunned.
do. Yeah, just be stunned. Be a threat, right? Because now it makes kind of sense. If you grab him with it, you get him stunned, and then you hit him with a couple of overheads. Right. Now you don't need a full combo.
Okay.
I kind of like that change, except it's gonna be really good against a lot of characters, because with the increased range, he went from 1.09 to 1.3. He's going to be able to punish a lot more things, I think.
Especially if it's a one-frame. It actually doesn't say whether it's a one-frame ultra. Right. And Kim wasn't asked to check that, so I don't know whether it is. Yeah. Hopefully it is for boxer's sake. But I don't know. I think he sounds good. I think this sounds like a bunch of good changes.
I think he sounds amazing, because also the thing I like about the Ultra 1 change is we've all seen it where it's like barely hits with the tip, boom, 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 and the uppercut just whiffs for no reason. I think that's to address that problem.
That makes sense.
There. So,
that makes sense. Yeah. Not being able to link consistently out of the overhead dash punch is not that great, but I think it being safe sounds cool.
I mean, it's really interesting. That's a huge nerf to me, because that was his comeback. Yeah. That was his...
Well, now he has Ultra 2 maybe.
Yeah. it was his okey doke. You know what I mean? It was his desperation
Yep.
move, and he doesn't have it anymore. I mean, how many times did we see a Balrog player just all of a sudden get it and then they win a round? Not going to be there anymore, so it'll be interesting.
Yep. Let's move on to Blanca. Close standing, medium kick, startup. From startup to until... Okay, so the first 4 frames of the move are airborne, starting instantly, which is nice. That's a little 2-hit like gut check thing, a little knee. Yeah, which you can link out of, which is cool. Crouching medium kick changed from +4 to +5. That is huge, actually.
I think that's really big.
That, again, is just individual frames, but that means that he can combo into Ultra.
A lot easier. A lot easier.
Oh, that's right, because he could already do it.
It was possible before. It was 1 frame.
Yeah.
But people missed it a lot.
People missed it. And it also means that he can do crouching medium kick, crouching medium kick.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Crouching medium kick is 5 frame startup? Oh, dang.
Yeah. So it gives him definitely better combo opportunity.
Especially with the next change.
Fierce ball knocks down the opponent at all distances.
So low forward, H ball is gonna knock down now.
Right.
Dude, that's big.
I think that's good. I think that's good.
Oh my God.
All versions of parabolic roll cause 2 frames more block stun. And all versions of up ball can be FADC'd on hit or block. I mean,
now it's the same as the straight ball, right? On the closest distance, right? So.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So now he has, I guess, an actual like wake up, reversal FADC.
Yeah,
She's never really has had.
Right.
Shout of Earth, the anti-air Ultra 2 startup increased from 7 to 9 frames. I have no idea why I thought that was necessary.
Because I saw people anti-air with that all the time, right?
I think I've seen that maybe once or twice ever.
Yeah, and then they lowered Giles to 5 frames. 5 frames? We'll get to Giles.
Yeah, we will.
But I think Blanca sounds really good now, actually. So
apparently his chip damage... Let's see. Check if they buff Blanca's chip damage on electricity back to 25%. It's currently at 10%. Oh, interesting. But apparently it's the same. It has not been changed back to 25% of the normal damage.
Gotcha.
See if they made Rainbow Ball break armor. It does not.
Yep. Okay. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I think he's going to be a better character. I still don't know if he's going to be great, but he's going to be a lot more annoying now.
Yeah, I still don't think he's going to be that great. I still feel like his mid-range options are like not as good as they should be, considering the kind of character that he is.
Right.
And his mix-ups, look, the ability for close standing medium kick to be throw invincible immediately is nice. That means that you can't just throw him when he dashes at you and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, and gives him frame traps, both of which are nice. But I don't think it's gonna like make him jump in the tiers. It's nice though.
And the other thing too is that whenever you get close enough to do low forward into ultra, you almost always lose your charge. Right? If you cross up, you have no charge. If you hop forward, you have no charge. If you dash, you have no charge. So.
Right, but the only thing is, does crouching medium kick ultra work? Are you still in range?
I think that's too far. I think that's too far.
That's the question.
Yeah, that's got to be too far.
That's the question. Because if you can do cross up, crouching medium kick, you probably have charge by that point.
Yeah, for sure. So. I would agree with that, but that's got to be too far.
We'll see. I mean, you're probably right. But
I can test it. You know what I mean?
You can test it. That's true.
It's not that far. So,
that's true.
But in any case, do you want to take a break before we get to Cammy?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, cool. So we'll be right back, guys.
All right, welcome back to the Tuesday show. We're talking about Ultra Street Fighter 4 and the Loke test this past weekend and all the changes that were, either announced or found during that Loke test.
Right.
Before we get on to Cammy, actually, Boxer was addressed in Kim's change list, but he called him Boxer. I thought it would just be Balrog.
That's right. That's right.
And Bison. So it wasn't either. It was Boxer. Ultra 2 does do different amounts of stun based on if you pick double Ultra or just Ultra 2. There was some question as to whether they would not change the stun, just the damage, but he says that, in fact, the stun does change.
That's right.
And record the distance of Balrog's Ultra 2. It punishes Boxer's straight dash punch after... So crouching medium punch, crouching medium punch, into straight dash punch. If you can imagine that space after that block string, Ultra 2 still works.
Wow!
Yeah, so it's a big...
Yeah, and so you try to get any advantage and poke back, you're going to get grabbed, right? And it's -1. It's almost like perfectly set up to be a great frame trap throw. So it's going to be interesting.
I think that's cool.
W Ultra is going to be very good for him, I think, because then you'll just use Ultra 1 to push him into the corner. It never did any damage anyway.
Yeah, and especially now if you can't get the overhead link into crouch medium punch, because that's like the damage, right?
Yeah.
If you can't do that, then who cares?
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
All right, let's move on to Cammy. Close standing fierce damage reduced from 85 to 75. Stun reduced from 150 to 120.
Okay.
Far standing fierce. First active frame damage reduced from 80 to 70.
It's funny because not a lot of people even knew that it did less damage. Everyone's always like, fierce into fierce is so much damage. It really wasn't. So.
Second and third active frame damage reduced from 100 to 70. Stun reduced from 200 to 150. Okay. So some damage and stun nerfs on the fierces. Crouching short startup increased from 3 to 4 frames, can no longer be chain canceled into itself.
Right.
Crouching short. Crouching fierce damage reduced from 90 to 80, stun reduced from 200 to 150. It's now +7.
No,
from +7 to +5 on hit. And the dive kick height restriction is relaxed a little bit, and recovery increased from 5 frames to 9 frames. Right. A little bit laggier on the landing. And
the funny thing is, I'm really mad about one change. I don't think people are gonna think they know which one that I'm really mad about.
The +5 on crouch
crouch
fierce?
light kick, crouch light kick.
Oh, okay, yeah. Actually, that makes sense.
That one bugs me. I've never used that chain in my life. I've never used it. So they could get rid of it. It just makes no sense because you've changed the system mechanic. Again, rapid fire moves work because light means that you can chain a light attack into any other light attack. That's how it works. It still chains into stand short, stand jab, and low jab.
Oh, it does?
It still chains into those. It just can't chain into itself.
That's pretty silly.
Oh, like my OCD is just going crazy about that. So, I mean, someone told me that the reason why the logic behind that is just so you can mash uppercuts after low short. She can't go low short, catch you standing, or if you try to backdash, whatever like that. Low short was -1 on block. If you watch her block a low short, you shouldn't be trying to do anything anyway. She doesn't have any frame advantage. She can't throw you. She's not threatening to throw in that situation. You know what I mean? It's only when you see a low jab that you should really be worried. So that change bothers me just from a completely OCD system standpoint.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah. The low fierce is sad because low fierce into low forward doesn't work anymore, which is one of her staple combos because they're low 4 to 6 frames. So I mean, it's really interesting that they took that combo away. Like they gave her all these other combos and they took away her like that was like her cool combo in vanilla. You know what I mean? Because she didn't have all the other crazy stuff. So it's funny how they kept all the new combos that she got in AE and they got rid of the old combo.
But it's not really that big of a deal, though, right? Other than no more counter hit into Ultra 1, probably?
That one, that's gone too. Yeah, that's a big deal. Actually, that's a really big deal to lose that one. So, nice. I mean, that was kind of excessive anyway because it was a free Ultra for no meter. So I don't mind that change. Okay,
fair enough. You asked Kim, how is Cammy's T-kit?
No, that's not my question.
Oh, that wasn't you. That was somebody else. But anyway, with respect to the dive kick, Kim says that you cannot instant tiger knee the dive kick. You can do it lower to the ground than you can now, but it's not instant.
Right. So I'm guessing what it is probably now is it's probably similar to Adon or Makoto. Yeah. They can't tiger knee it, but they can still do it pretty quickly. But I mean, because in AE when they changed the height restriction on camis, it was like ridiculous. Like it's only on the top third of her jump, which was really limiting. So.
And then he says, so you then asked, have someone do tiger knee cannon strike on Ryu or Ken, and have Ryu and Ken try to punish with the three frame dragon punch on block. He says that he was able to block Ryu's DP after doing a light kick dive kick, but got hit sometimes when attempting a medium kick dive kick.
Yeah. So, I mean, to be honest with you, the way they changed her was just kind of interesting. I wouldn't have wanted her to change in this direction, which is basically let her keep doing what she does already. It's just less damage, less stun. I would have liked to have taken away some of the dive kick nonsense, the cross-up dive kick, the ambiguous cross-up.
That would have been cool.
I even thought of like a really technical way to do it, which is like when she dive kicks to kind of float forward and move her hitbox away from her center. because then the further those are apart, she can't cross up with the dive kick anymore. So every time she dive kicks, it would be a regular block. Because I just think that whole dive kick vortex nonsense. I mean, you know me, I hate vortex, right? I think it's a stupid concept. So I would have liked to have seen them maybe even nerf some of her like ground combos a little bit, which they did do, which is fine. But I would have liked to have seen them do something to that crazy dive kick game, because they didn't do anything to the EX one.
Yeah,
the EX dive kick is like the best EX move in the game.
That's really
right.
good, yeah.
So I'm surprised they didn't nerf that and they nerfed a regular dive kick. But oh well.
Okay, let's move on to Chun-Li. Vitality increased from 900 to 950. Jump total frames reduced from 41 frames to 35 frames. That is pretty big.
Yeah.
From what people said, she seems like she goes the same speed on the way up and then falls faster.
Yeah.
So it sounds weird.
I think that's cool to say.
Down toward light kick hitbox expanded and startup reduced from 12 frames to 10 frames. So it'll probably be like in Super when it was a really good anti-air and you could juggle afterward. EX spinning bird kick hitbox slightly expanded forward and downward, which is fine because that move is horrible.
Right.
EX fireball causes knockdown on hit. EX Hazanshu now has armor break properties or whatever. And then Ultra 2 damage increased from 330 to 380. Invincibility increased from 8 frames to 9 frames. So it's fully invincible during its startup frames.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a lot of really good changes.
Yeah, those are nice. Yeah, her so she can take more damage. She moves faster. She doesn't have quite as floaty a jump, which is good for her. Her down toward light kick, that's maybe the biggest single change. That anti-air for her is really big. And, you know, EX Fireball knocking down is good.
Yeah.
She gets to set things up afterward.
To be honest with you, I'm looking for her to become one of the best characters in the game.
Those are big ones.
Just based on those changes.
Yeah.
The one that I disagree with most is the down forward light kick.
Yeah.
Like, I think it should have been the same speed. Make the hitbox of it better, but I would like to see it not knocked down.
Yeah.
Because
I agree.
They gave her 50 more damage on Kokosho. So now down forward light kick into Kokosho does even more damage. Yeah. So than it did in Super.
Right.
You know, so I don't know. I would like to see it not knocked down, because then it could be a good anti-air but gives you no momentum because the guy will land on his feet and you still have to deal with them. So yeah.
That would be cool, but that seems like it's not what they went for. Cody. Backdash distance slightly increased. Crouching medium kick the slide from -6 to -2.
Amazing.
That's really nice.
It's safe at point blank range.
Right.
That's so good.
Well, not against Zangief. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Crack kick, aka toward roundhouse, is now airborne from the first frame of startup, so that's good.
Should have been all
Yeah,
along.
I agree. Knife throw breaks armor. That doesn't matter in the slightest. Zonk knuckle can be FADC'd, even regular zonk.
I don't know what kind of combo opportunities that opens up.
Well,
really
I think somebody actually asked. Let's see if... I think somebody asked him. Is it possible to FADC regular zonk on hit or block? Yes. After EX zonk, Ultra 1 does connect. So I guess that was already there. Yeah. So I don't know whether... He says possible to FADC combo to Ultra will be determined soon, and then he doesn't actually...
Okay.
He didn't edit that, so I'm not sure what ended up happening with that. Let's go back. EX Criminal Upper is now hit invincible until 1 frame before it's active. It's kind of a weird way to put that, but okay. And then Ultra 2 damage reduced from 506 to 466, but the forward movement is slightly increased.
Okay.
So maybe a little bit more useful in mid-range, but not quite as damaging.
Yeah, but I think that slide
is good.
Huge for him.
And I think the backdash is big too, personally. Yeah.
I mean, they said he walks faster forward and back too. I think that's one of the things that
somebody asked that.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's a lot that was exactly the same.
There was a lot of Cody stuff in here.
Yeah, people asked a lot about Cody, definitely. Both are, so any buff with his movement, backdash, and walk speed, Kim, both are improved.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
So between towards strong, close-up slide, instant airborne crack kick, he's going to be a monster once he gets up close to you. I think he's going to be really scary up close. I've always said he was one of the scariest frame trap monsters already in the game. His biggest problem, of course, is just his backdash sucked, right? So it's better now. So I think Cody's going to be a really good character.
And I wonder whether he'll have cool corpse hopping stuff with crack kick now that's actually airborne. Because he does in Cross Tekken.
Yeah. There was one more thing that I wanted to mention. I forgot. Go back. I saw it on that list. Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember seeing a lot. They announced the Zonk Knuckle being FADCable very early, and I saw a lot of Cody players saying that it wasn't going to do him anything. So I'm curious to see what kind of results that's going to come from. But yeah,
not sure. Let's move on to Crimson Viper, the Viper.
This is like the most changes she's got. Like
I know, right? Right? More changes in this one version than in all previous versions combined. Close standing fierce damage increased from 90 to 100.
Okay.
Far standing fierce damage increased from 90 to 100. Far standing roundhouse hurt box slightly shrunk. Crouching roundhouse hitbox expanded forward. Jab thunder knuckle hitbox slightly expanded. Medium thunder knuckle now +4 after FADC toward. Fierce thunder knuckle cancel. Oh, so fierce thunder knuckle feint. Recovery increased from 6 frames to 7 frames.
Okay.
Her super increases damage 330 to 350. Ultra 1 smoke effects reduced. What? Ultra 2 startup reduced from 10 frames to 9 frames, and the height restriction is removed. I don't know why they would bother with the smoke effects. That seems like...
Well, because a lot of the times you wasn't sure if you hit him or not, but, you know...
Whatever. It's whatever. So she does some more damage, and she has better frame advantage and better hitboxes, so they
gave her
definitely
new
buffed her.
They gave her new combo, medium thunder knuckle FADC into attacks. She couldn't do that before, and now it's possible. So, yeah, she's another strong character who's gotten mostly buffs.
Right.
Was anything... Oh, the far standing hard kick was nerfed, but... I think we've seen Wolf Crone and Jace the Ace use that like once or twice.
No, that's better. Far standing roundhouse hurt box slightly shrunk.
Hurt box slightly shrunk.
So you can use it better.
I thought it was the hit box was slightly shrunk.
It's better anti-air, I guess.
Say this?
Presumably, I don't know.
Dude, that's all buffs.
Yeah, it's all buffs. Yeah.
She got all buffs.
Yeah.
Viper got all buffs.
Yep. I don't know what to tell you on that one. This is one of the character things that makes me think that this is a stress test. That they're just trying to see, like, what happens if this character is really good? What happens to the rest of the cast? And then ultimately it will be toned down. But we'll see whether that's true. I don't know. I like how they keep trying to make Ultra 2 an option for her. But, like, it's... Why? Like, have it have some significant difference. Like, they're making it into Ultra 1, basically.
Right. Everything that Ultra 2 can do, Ultra 1 can do as well. Like, there's very few opportunities to use it. I mean, let's just put it this way. The amount of times that you're going to be able to do something with Ultra 2 that you couldn't have done with Ultra 1 is so small that I don't think anyone's even going to pick up the Ultra, frankly.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. See, did anybody ask about the Viper? Claw.
Sorry, it's under C. Viper.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go.
Fun fact.
Oh, yeah.
C. Viper can do... Yeah, medium, thunder knuckle, FADC, into crouching jab, etc. Okay, let's move on to my man, the Dan. Yeah. Far standing jab, hitbox, slightly expanded upward. It's an occasional anti-air. I don't know why you would do that, but it works sometimes.
Right.
I've tried it. Crouching taunt meter build increased from none to 40. Air taunt meter build increased from none to 10. Short Dan kick hitbox expanded downward. Fierce DP first hitbox slightly expanded forward. That's actually pretty nice. And then Ultra 2 now hits full on air opponents. It didn't used to. You dropped out after a few hits. And damage increased from 368 to 375. That's okay.
Yeah,
7 damage.
If I'm not mistaken, just for reference purposes, one block of super is 250 points. So.
Oh yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah. So 40. So if you do a crouching taunt, you gain about 1/6 of the meter.
Right.
So.
Now the taunt, the meter thing is not that big of a deal. Dan doesn't have a problem with meter. I feel like I have meter most of the time when I'm playing Dan. It could be nice in matchups where the opponent wants to run away. Maybe I can, do taunt. Maybe now I have a meter. Maybe that makes people want to maintain pressure rather than like setting up some tricky distance game. But I don't really know whether they changed anything else to crouching taunt because it's not like an instant recovery taunt.
Yeah.
It's got some frames there where you got to let it hang.
It can hit, right?
Yeah, it can hit. But it's like,
I kept joking that if it hit people, you should just give them all like two blocks. Two blocks.
Yeah. The light Dan kick is interesting because one of the major problems with Dan in a lot of matchups was that people could do low-profile moves or even just duck under short Dan kick. Blanca could duck under short Dan kick sometimes. Like, for example, Cammy even could do crouching short in a lot of cases, which doesn't work under a lot of
Right,
low-profile moves,
right.
but it does for that. So now that doesn't work. Okay, now you...
Theoretically.
No, I had him test.
You had him tested.
Yeah, I had him test.
Okay.
And it doesn't work. So now Dan's pressure is better because one of the major escapes is gone. It means that his pressure against Dalsum is a lot stronger.
Mm-hmm.
It means his pressure in general is stronger. It means that the hitbox on the move is going to be better. He can already trade with a lot of dragon punches from certain ranges with that move. That'll be better.
Is it the air one too? Air?
It's just the ground one. Just
okay.
the ground one.
Okay.
Let's see if there's anything else that I asked, because I'm pretty sure I was... Oh, no, that's right. Somebody else. Answered.
Unanswered. Yeah, there we go.
Fireballs are the same. Yeah, the ones that I wanted, personally, were crouching medium punch, being able to combo into medium kick and roundhouse stand kick. That's not... Nope.
Yeah.
They can still quick rise after EX Danku. The recovery after Ultra 2 is the same, so...
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen them improve some of his normal moves, like a far stand medium kick, make that a little bit better, a better poke and stuff like that.
Would have been nice. Oh, the Fierce DP having a hitbox that goes a little bit farther is actually really nice because that means that his combos are more consistent. There are certain characters where you can do like roundhouse, close strong, and then like you're not in range for the linked dragon punch anymore, but now you will be.
Oh, okay, so, cool.
That's cool. It's a little bit more consistent.
Yeah, I mean he's gonna be a little bit better.
A little bit better.
He's not gonna be a strong character in this game, but whatever.
Not.
Yeah, I don't think they have any intention of making him a viable character. So
probably not. Yeah, especially when most of the low tier is getting significant buffs and he's not. They're like there's a differentiation there. Yeah. So let's go to DJ. Speaking of a character that got some buffs out of low tier. Far standing strong startup reduced 7 frames to 6 frames. Far standing fierce late active frame hit now floats air opponents on counter hit. Crouching short startup reduced from 5 frames to 4 frames. Crouching strong hitbox expanded forward. Crouching medium kick damage increased from 70 to 80. Crouching fierce hitbox expanded forward. Max out chip damage increased from 12 to 15. Light Sobat changed from -5 to -3.
That's really good.
That's a good one. And then Ultra 1 forward movement increased. So more damage, better hitboxes, safer.
Yeah, the one move I wanted them to improve was the one they didn't improve.
Which one was that?
Slide.
Oh, that's down roundhouse.
I wanted his slide to be safer on block. That's all I want. Like if they did nothing else but except make that move like -2 at worst, like Cody's, right? I mean, Cody's doesn't knock down.
No, it's a different move.
It's a different, very different situation. But I just felt like, I don't know, like DJ, I feel like needs a little more offense. I feel like his offense is kind of lacking a little bit, unless he can get you with the sweep. Then he can go for his down short vortexes or whatever like that. But I don't know.
Okay, let's move on to Dalsum time. Let's talk about Dalsum. Let's talk about what they did to him. All right, stand medium punch startup reduced from 10 frames to 9 frames. Hit and block stun reduced by 1 frame. Standing fierce damage increased from 75 to 80, changed from 0 to +1 on hit. Stand medium kick does 2 hits. They're 40 damage and 30 damage, and their stun is 100, 100. 200 stun in total on the stand medium kick. 4, what's the
back.
4? Back. Oh yeah, backs. Freaking 4 plus light kick. Who says that? It's like Steve, Taste Steve.
Yeah.
He says like 6 roundhouse and 2 roundhouse. Nobody says that stuff.
Yep.
Anyway, back short damage increased from 30 to 40. Back medium kick pushback on hit and block reduced. Back roundhouse damage increased from 90 to 100.
Yeah, that reduction on the pushback is probably so instant air teleport, fierce, back forward, Yoga Flame will hit everybody.
I'm sure it's for combos, jab, Yoga Blast, hurt box reduced, short I should say. Forward kick, Yoga Blast, startup reduced from 15 to 14, that doesn't matter. EX Yoga Blast damage increased from 90 and 50 to 90 and 60, but now it's a soft knockdown instead of a hard knockdown. But the hitbox is a little bit better, a little bit bigger forward. And EX Yoga Flame damage increased from 50 to 70 to 70 to 70, and it has a slightly more forward hitbox as well. So he's better in frames. Stand medium punch is currently the same as fierce. They're both 10 frame startup, so this would actually give you a faster mid-range option, which is really nice. Single frames can be really important to a Dalsum player, so that's nice. Does a little bit more damage. Significantly more damage actually, because the combos in total will be significantly different. And right now, as Sim, sometimes back medium kick to flame doesn't combo There's a lot of situations
some
like that.
Characters. It's
some
just,
characters.
It's like, yeah.
But even some situations where like the near the tip of medium kick to flame will work sometimes, and sometimes it won't, and it's like weird little hitbox reasons or just slight spacing reasons. So hopefully that will be gone. Hopefully that's the thing of the past. And his mid-range game is just, dude, medium kick is ridiculous.
Dude, that's so good. Because you asked him the questions on the ranges too.
Yeah, I did.
So
stand medium kick. Where's the second hit? When crouching, it's a little closer than max distance of Ryu's crouching medium kick, and when standing, it's at the max distance of stand medium kick. So that means that it's hitting in this whole big range.
Right.
From pretty close to
what does
very
it mean
far
by
away.
When crouching?
So if the opponent, if you can picture the arc of it, right, it goes upward a little bit. As you're crouching, I imagine he means that you're like right here. You're like underneath part of the medium kick.
But standing medium kick can't hit crouchers at all, right?
Yeah, it can. It just depends on the character. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Because remember, it's not ST stand medium kick. Does it
kick straighter?
It kicks straighter. It's more. They basically switch medium kick and roundhouse in ST to SF4.
Right,
They're like different angle.
Okay.
Does it do its 2 hits at max range? It does. And it hits instantly too, like Vegas stand roundhouse.
It's like bop.
Bop bop.
Yeah.
It's really tough to focus dash through it, which is awesome. He still has instant air Ultra 2. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh yeah, there was a rumor that his forward dash was a little faster. Kim says eyes could be deceiving me, but it looks like just a tad faster. It's not really a big deal.
Dude, I think
don't really use dash,
scary
but that is nice. That is nice. Yeah, he got a lot of good mid range and damage options for himself. He doesn't have the extra mobility that I was hoping for, but the stun thing is a big deal. That's a big deal.
Dude, standing forward, causing 200 stun.
Like I wish that the stun was on more kind of like anti-airy things, because stand medium kick controls people who are on the ground and not so much people who are like Viper, like dancing in the air or whatever they do. And those tend to be his bad matchups.
Yeah.
So this stand medium, my only problem with it is that it controls matchups that were already even or okay for him, rather than dealing more with people who come in on him like Yun, Viper, whatever else. So
yeah, I mean, it's really interesting because it's really just damage. Like nothing else changed except for that stand medium kick. Again, just a really weird choice to have it be stand medium kick that hits twice. I would have imagined it to be something like low strong if they wanted to give it something that was covered that space, so it was intentionally, you know, I mean, because stand medium kick covers people trying to jump and people on the ground, so I just felt like it would have been a good thing to have. You know, I felt like it was a stronger move to turn into the 2-hitter. So I would have wanted to go for something that was less used, you know what I mean, like a low strong. So give it more reason to be used. So
Dudley, stand fierce hitbox, slightly expanded forward and downward. Stand roundhouse, counter hit, pushback, reduce, so you can combo better after it. Crouching jab hitbox, slightly expanded forward. Crouching medium kick startup, reduced from 8 frames to 7 frames. Toward medium kick hitbox, slightly expanded forward. All target combo damage increased by 10. Jab machine gun blow changed from -2 to -1 on block. And all short swing blows, all regular short swing blows, throw invincibility extended until the end of active frames.
That's kind of
EX, short swing blow, throw invincibility extended until the end of the first hit's active frames. So all of the swing blows are a little bit more throw invincible, which is nice. That's a big use for that move.
I don't know. I mean, I actually watched a bunch of Pie Smug's videos today, and it's really cool to watch. But I feel like he kind of maybe needed a little bit more. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I mean, having -1 on light gun, machine gun blow is kind of interesting because up close he could probably poke with it a lot and then go for counter hits afterwards. Yeah. So that actually might be kind of good.
That actually sounds really good to me. That jab machine gun, it means that even people like Geef can't get free punishes on it anymore unless they have 720. So
that's true. Yeah,
I mean, that's always what I think about it. When I see -2 to -1, I'm like, no, my grapplers. But yeah, he's more damaging. His footsies are better with Stand Fierce being a bigger hitbox.
I actually like the fact that crouching forward is 1 frame faster.
Crouching forward is a frame faster.
Because being 8 frames was really kind of sad, so it's actually kind of nice to have that.
So those are all. I think those are all nice for Dudley.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. Let's see. Any questions about Dudley? Short swing blow does not break armor.
Which is still weird. I feel like that's was designed to be an armor breaker.
Yeah. Does cross counter give gray health? Didn't answer that. Is the EX version active on the first frame or invincible? The normal version loses to everything. EX is a glitch and never comes out on wake up. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I kind of remember that before, that you just couldn't do it for some strange reason.
The forward roundhouse frame advantage is the same. And yeah, okay. That's the thing. Yeah, he sounds like he's better in mid-range. Sounds like he pursues better with the short machine gun. Sounds like he is going to have a little better damage with the stand roundhouse counter hit ability. A little bit, better damage with target combos. Hey, just better character. Maybe not by a ton, but I think that's nice.
Do you want to take a break?
Sure. Yeah. By the way, we're going really super slow. So
we're never gonna. We can go long.
We'll just go long.
We'll just go long. Okay. Yeah. All right. Sounds good then. And hang on, I have to. Sorry, cat. Okay, we'll be right back, guys.